Hello, everybody. This year, I was blessed enough to be able to go to my third national, this time in Chicago, my very first time in Chicago. It was a great event. In the past, when I've done national recaps, I've done, I believe, 3 parts, but we're going to do this in 2 because it's already so late. And I'm going to try to give you kind of the Cliff's Notes version of what I experienced. So this first one, I'm going to call People and Places. And then the next upload, whenever that is, hopefully Sunday or Monday, will be the pickups. So let's get into it. Right before my cold open was my little tribute to my friend Jason, everyday card collector, who is from Chicago. I hope you picked up on a little nuance there. But just for the show itself, if you've watched other recaps, it was really awesome. There are very few things I would change about it, and I wouldn't say there are anything that was a real problem as far as like the flow and the amenities and the mix of available product. And really, it was all really very good. There was bathrooms, there was food if you were eating there at the convention center. For my lunches, other than the one lunch I had out, I I brought stuff just to eat, save some money that way. But VIP lounge was nice. It was a good place to just take breaks and catch up on checklists and stuff like that. Lots of tables. I was warned about Chicago, how there's room after room after room, and that's really true. I think I got around to everything, but I guess next year maybe I'll discover all these new places I never got to experience. At the end of the day, I'm always going to run out of money before I run out of time and tables to look at. So it's not really a problem for me, but just loved really everything about it. You heard a little bit probably about the upstairs from a few people. For whatever reason, the aisles were shorter, and I went up there on briefly on Wednesday evening and was overwhelmed. And then Thursday morning, I said, I'm going to make one more pass through there and then I'm not going back. And I did. And I was able to find something kind of cool, which you'll see in the next video. So I think they didn't maybe lease enough space for that upstairs area, even though there's whatever, 10, 20,000 square feet that weren't being utilized. They just didn't sign up for enough elbow room. I felt bad for the dealers that were up there, but it didn't stop people from going up because there was plenty of action up there. I braved the Autograph Pavilion twice. Autograph Pavilion it's a lot of heat from uh, collectors, like, oh, you're going to spend half a day there, and it's a nightmare, and this and that. I will say it was more spacious than I've seen in the past. And I got my 2 autographs about 45 minutes after they started calling out the all access platinum passes, which are people that can go anywhere and get any autograph. And I had a numbered ticket, which are typically last. And I was in and out in 45 minutes from when the scheduled time started, and didn't really have any problems. I didn't see really any other people having major problems either. Now, my 2 signers, I got Roberto Alomar and Jeff Bagwell, which you'll see tomorrow or on the next video. Of course, they're not going to have like the Bo Jackson line or whatever. So I do understand there's maybe a little bit less demand for those two, but even still, I think the Autograph Pavilion gets unfairly criticized a little bit. Dealers were all friendly. People were really nice. Crazy, just a volume of people that attended this thing. I don't know if it set records or whatever, but I cannot get over how many people go to this, go to the National. It seems like it's more every year. And I don't know if they're gonna if the next I know the next 2 years are in Chicago. I don't know if they're both at Donald E. Stevens, and I don't know what the 2028 facility is supposed to look like square footage wise. But man, there are just so many people at the show, which is great. The hobby's healthy for sure. You heard a little bit about prices being high. I found that was true for vintage that were, I don't want to say higher end, but if I could set a threshold of like cards that were 300 and more, that's probably where it seemed like prices were kind of on the high end. I tend to wade in a more shallow pool, so I was pretty happy with most of the deals I got. Usually, I shot out an offer of 10 to 15%, and most of the times didn't get any brushback on those, so I'm happy with that. My flights were great, direct both ways, and I'm someone that, for whatever reason, has to sit at a window seat, or I feel like I have to. But I'm also someone, sometimes I drink too much Coke Zero before I get on. So it was a great moment of pride to go both there and back the whole time without having to get up and disturb the other two people to let me use the bathroom. A weird flex, a weird thing to be proud of, but hey, that's just the reality. Arrived on Tuesday afternoon. Some of the guys that were already there had already gotten lunch, so I just got something at the airport. And then for dinner, Matt, the card store, and his family went out to a local kind of burger stand, and I had him bring me something back, which is a really good burger. I forget what the place was called. But I spent most of the night just catching up with people that were coming in, roommates, and honestly being a little bit concerned about the tsunami warning. I live in a relatively low lying area that's open to the Puget Sound. My son lives on one of the islands. He was very nervous. He came to our house and stayed the night at our house. And I was trying to monitor this tsunami stuff, but at about 1 o'clock, it hadn't hit Hawaii yet, and I just had to go to bed. So I did. I woke up the next day, kind of a non-event, which we thought it would be, and we were grateful that it was. So Wednesday morning, went over pretty much as early as I could, got my VIP badge, no line. I thought it was a little weird that she asked when I filled out the form to buy my ticket back in whatever, February, there was a spot for like nicknames. So I'm like, oh, what the heck? I put Eddy's Cardboard Chaos, and it'll be on my badge. It'll be kind of cool. And so when I gave her my driver's license, and she goes, "What's this, Eddy's Cardboard Chaos?" I said, "Well, that's my YouTube channel." And she said, "Well, can you prove it's yours?" I'm like, "Well, I don't know. I mean, I can show it to you on my phone." So I did that. And then she gave me the pass, and it just said VIP like anybody else's. So I don't know what the point of the whole nickname thing was. It wasn't a media pass. So that was just kind of a waste of energy and something I probably won't bother with next time. Sure. Once the show started on Wednesday, I knew kind of immediately where I wanted to start digging and poking, and spent a lot of money almost right away on Wednesday within a couple hours. And by the time Thursday rolled around, I told myself to pump the brakes a little bit for Thursday. On Wednesday evening, let me back up a little bit. The Misfits would get together at their hotel in the little bar restaurant area, and that was pretty crowded. It was hard to find a place to sit down. And then once you did, you didn't really want to get up. You'd lose your seat. Your server would lose track of where you were. So I kind of hunkered down and told myself I would say hi to the guys later. Later came, and I went up to say hi to people, and I said hi to Rick, and I said hi to George, and couldn't find John anywhere. Well, John called me to task, and it all came to a head a couple days later.
Hey guys, what's happening over here? You are live on the Four Collector.
I don't think you appreciate our relationship enough. I don't feel like we spend enough quality time together.
You should have.
I think we interrupted
after
something.
dinner.
I think we interrupted something, guys.
You didn't even come up and say hi.
But
How's
you're the
it feel
host,
about
right?
that?
You're supposed to go around
How's
and
it
make
feel
sure
about that?
everyone's comfortable. That's
I
what
think
a host
you take-
does.
I feel a little uncomfortable right now.
For granted.
I think we need to ask YouTube. If you're hosting a party, don't you go around and make sure everyone's comfortable and greeted?
I was
Yes
talking
or
to
no?
Emmett Smith.
Oh, well, then I owe you an apology. Emmett Smith was involved.
Emmett Smith trumped you. Oh man, that's
Yeah,
rough.
I mean, I can't beat Emmett Smith. So,
DC discount.
anyway,
Jim,
he knows I love him.
I think we worked that out as well as we could have. We hugged, we made up, we're good, I think. Next time I go to a party, I'll understand that hosts can be busy, right? And I'll make it a point to say hi to the host before I start socializing with others. And maybe, just maybe, John will make it a point to make some rounds. I don't know. That's on him. Thursday, I only spent, I think, $105 because I was intentionally, reeling it back after spending so much on Wednesday. Got some great stuff. Again, you'll see that in the next video. Thursday was the YouTube get together. It's been well documented by now what happened. The embassy, not so sweets, decided we couldn't be in their little area, and there was some scrambling, and different groups and factions of people broke off and went to other places. And while Mike was scrambling to figure out where to put us, and we ended up on the lawn of the embassy, not so sweets. We still got pizza. We still got great cardboard talk, time with friends, fellowship. It wasn't as many people as it would have been, which there's people I wanted to meet, I'm sure, that would have been at the full scale version. But there's not much that could be done about that. So Mike did his best to make lemonade out of lemons. And I think it was still a nice evening. I have no regrets about staying. I had I left and tried to figure out what was going on, I would have ended up at a crowded restaurant, and I would have talked to two or three people nearest me. So I mean, even with the challenges, still got pizza. That's important. Even with the challenges, I think it was a great evening, and it sounds like there's a plan in place for next year, which will be really great too. On Thursday, I also got a lunch date with Scott Reindeer Studios, Andy of Flying Dutchman Cards, and Doug at Don't Talk to Robots. Went to a real nice place called Bub. I believe that's what it's called. Yeah. If you were there, you know the one I'm talking about. It's a short walk from the convention center, but I got barbecue, burgers, stuff like that. And it was nice to have a nice sit down lunch instead of foraging out of my backpack for one day anyway. Friday seemed to be the busiest day at the show. I don't know if it technically was, but I noticed the line for people who have to buy daily tickets was 3 times longer than the previous days. It was just a great day to put some time on looking at tables. That was the day I got the Bagwell autograph. Spent a good chunk of the rest of my money on Friday and had a great time. In the evening, we went to a local restaurant, and Ash from Legacy Cards has a dinner every year that I had previously paid for, and more time talking cards with friends and eating good food. And it was at that dinner I actually met Finley, Chris from Missouri's friend, and she has a better card collection than I do, but that's okay. Uh, but it got to meet a bunch of new people there, and had a good time, and had a lot of lasagna. On Saturday, I spent the last $150 or so that I was going to spend on cards. Got that done. Just got a lot of time wandering the floor, and then that was the day I got Roberto Alomar's autograph. Just really took it easy. I knew it was my last day at the show. The evening was really cool. I got a burger at the restaurant in the hotel, and then I went over to the Ford Collectors Trade Night. which was a great success. And I got to say, I haven't mentioned it before, but I stayed with the 4 collectors, all of them except Sammy. So to give you some idea here, I just thought I would do this. Those were my roommates. And to see how they navigated all the curveballs, for lack of a better term, that the National was throwing them was really inspiring and just really, I think, speaks to their character. It's like, oh, we didn't know this was going to happen, but how can we fix it? Instead of wallowing and complaining, they put things together, and it ended up being a really great evening. Just more time looking at cards, more time talking to friends. I did buy 2 things. I think I spent a total of 15 bucks. Those were my last 2 cards I bought. And it was great. One of the sponsors, by the way, was vintagecards.com. And I'm showing this to reveal that I won. I just heard yesterday, which is now, 5 days after the show, that I won some kind of giveaway from them. So I said, when I get it, I will do a commercial for you and reveal whatever this is I won. I have no clue what it is. I can't possibly mention everyone that I interacted with, but I thought it would be fun to briefly mention the people that I met for the first time ever. And I think I got all of them here. We'll see how I do. White Sox fan card collector, The Card Closet, Adam's Card Closet, Lonely Basement Baseball Cards, Mike Petty, Pepino Man, Southern Collector, Jeremy Lee, Saigai 29, A Fine Collector, Baseball Card Illustrated, Frank, the Sports Card CPA. It's got a new name. I hope I got it right. Frank. Bill, the Hall of Fame Collector, Joe, Redneck Collector, Jim Faulkner, Brandon's Baseball Cards. I met very briefly on the floor. I was hoping to get more time to talk to him, and I would have intentionally talked to him longer on the floor had I known that was going to be our last interaction. Abel in Vegas. I think that's all of them. I hope I got all of them. So for these last few minutes, I just wanted to go over like the channel cards that I got, stickers and stuff like that. You already saw my vintagecards.com, which was in the goodie bag for the trade night. Here's my 4 collectors cards. A lot of you have seen that. This one's really cool. Sammy was running the little sign-up booth, and he had his cards out there, his personal cards. And I asked for one last year at the get-together, and he said, yeah, just a second, and he got distracted and never gave me one. So I told him that story, and so he inscribed, I'm sorry, on this one. So that's extra special. Thank you, Sammy. Sammy, I forgive you. Joe Wood Collector. And I think I might keep this with my Glory display until I get a Joe Wood card, which hopefully will be sooner rather than later. And Doug, I met you briefly last year too, so I didn't put you on my first time I met you. This was given to me at trade night by 4-Leaf. Thank you, 4-Leaf. Love it. That's a sharp one too. For collector sticker. Jason, I was my roommate last year. Didn't give me one of these last year. This year, I barely see him. Gives me one. Consistency, people. Come on. Come on. Wade Boggs fan. New card. And I like the pose. I like the shot there. Very cool. John, 3D 80s kid, made a hack on the Bowman colored Pee Wee race. And the slider finally isn't the base runner. It's facing the dirt, eating the dirt face down, which is kind of my biggest complaint about that card. I have trouble getting over it. Don't Talk to Robots. New hollow sticker. Man, Doug, you're good. I don't know how people come up with this stuff. I mean, the hot dog, most people probably don't even realize, like, the eyes and the visor thing are DTR, don't talk to robots. And how you do all that, I don't know. Jeremy Lee has a Cracker Jack inspired card here, and got to hang out with him. I got breakfast on Wednesday morning. I didn't mention with my whole room, except for Caesar, who wasn't there yet. Jeremy Lee, Matt and his family, and Dave, Legends of the Dugout. Al gave me his one card I don't have, and he gave me Julio, very shiny. By the way, well, I don't want to get into it, but Julio gets way more flack than he deserves, and I even had to defend him twice during the National. He's better than you think he is. Maybe I think we expect too much. And this is in my free pile too, because it was a card I won during Hobbypalooza. And at the time I won this was my 100th Baseball Hall of Fame autograph, which is cool because I wanted my 100th card to be special, and it just happens to be something from Al's collection. So you'll see in my next upload, I'm way past 100 now. I got a little goodie pack from Cy Guy 29. I believe, based on the front and back card, it's going to be some Mariners autographs. Bob Kearney, catcher. Pete Broberg was in the on the original Mariners team. And Mike Cameron, great outfielder. Probably better than most people realize. Check out his first couple years with the Mariners, be blown away. Ranger Studios found some Viewmasters of Bad News Bears breaking training for me. And now I need to get a Viewmaster. But there's 3 discs in here. I used to be able to hold these up to light and see what was going on, but not anymore. Not at 51. And Doug, Don't Talk to Robots, got me a goodie bag here. Haven't opened it. Let's check it out. I'm just going to be brutal for the sake of time. Oh, wow. There's a lot of stuff in here. Look at this. I might not fully open this if there's packs, but we'll see here. Nice Alvin Davis pin. Very nice. He knows me. Another sticker. So maybe one will go on the wall and one will go, whatever, be stuck somewhere. Sportflix, and I did notice he was wearing his Sportflix shirt. That'll go in the unopened pack collection on the wall. Check out my card room tour if you haven't seen my pack collection. And a heads up unopened, which, oh no, it is opened. Oh, okay, who we got? Nice, HR. Check it. When did HR get so chubby? It's me. That's really cool. I might actually find somewhere to stick that. I can stick it in my classroom somewhere. Whose face is that? That's Harold Reynolds. Cool stuff. Thanks, everybody. You know what's funny? I hit record on this, and I'm like, why is everyone's reviews or convention national reviews like so long? And here I'm up to past 20 minutes. It's a long week. There's a lot to talk about. I had a great time. Flew out late on Sunday, and flew out late. Why did I fly out so late? I didn't get on my flight till 10 o'clock Chicago time. What did I do with Sunday? Oh, yeah.
Bottom 9 here at Wrigley. It's either a walk-off or we go to extras. 3-3 game. It's Dansby Swanson, Michael Busch, Kyle Tucker due up. And rolls it over to third. Westberg to first. High throw. He's safe. And a pinch hit spot for Justin Turner. to center. Adams back at the wall. It's good! Cubs win!
What a moment for Justin Turner. First pitch he sees, he delivers the game winner.
It started with a Sunday fun day on the north side.